Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim wa bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Sadaqallahul azim. Dear respectful viewer of the Islamic Iman TV, in the program of the beliefs and believers, and I'm here today to talk about the last week subject, which it was about the in Farsi was Gunah and Sawab. And today I'm trying to translate the last week subject by English. I hope to be benefited for you, which is really important information, and it is the advice, and also this is the kind of a very hukum of Allah on this subject that is as a Muslim has to be performed, has to be followed for that. However, the subject which last week was about the, like I said in Farsi language, was Gunah and Sawab. So I translated, hopefully to be not, should not I forget some, but even though I try my best, I wrote some word here. Inshallah, I try to give you the information by English properly, inshallah. So the subject is now in English. What is sin? Sin is something that believer believes on it. Sin is an action and thought, as well as idea by intellectual and physical. Sin is a noun in English grammar. Sin in Arabic language is called ma'siyat. In doer of sin, they call it asi. In English, and also in the synonym of the Arabic for ma'siyat, they call it ism, zanb, layaha, and also mukhalafa, khatiya. That's the synonym of the ma'siyat is in Arabic. And also in English, it is the synonym of the sin is convictions, guilt, offense, crime, immorality, stumble, fault, misdeed, and transgressions. And doing of sin will be done by a religious person, not by non-religions. Sin in Arabic name, they call it saghira and kabira. And in English, or we call it cardinal sin and picadillo sin. This two words which I look in the dictionary, that I choose this two word for the kabira sin. And a combination of thought and physical part of our body, and sin, so we can divide it by 4 kinds of sin, of actions. Well, first, by mistaken. This will be considered as a picadulu or sagira sin. Second, still as a mistaken, but in the point of religion activity, like salat, like prayer, like fasting, like alms, like hajj. Also, can be mistake will be occur on this with the activities, but some of them is repeatedly become cardinal sin or kabira, and some of them will consider as a sagira, but some of them is you have to pay atonement. For example, in hajj, if you do a mistake, you have to give atonement, kafara. Other than that, the hajj will be not proper or accepted. But in the zakat is different. Inshallah, when I come about the explanation about the all kabira sin or the cardinal sins, inshallah I will explain. I will tell you what kind of sin would be that when someone is not paid for zakat. Number 2, so there was number 2, and now is number 3, the doing sin only by thinking, thinking that is in your mind, in your intellect, that you say something, or you have some kind of oh, I have a dream kind of that has come to your mind, to Satan will attempt you to do something. That kind of sin will be counted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a sin. And instead of you thinking for some wrong things like oh, I have to do this or do that, or I would even sexuality or those other things, and that will be under the accountability of Allah, because instead of that you have to think and for worshipping, for kind of shukrullah, by alhamdulillah, or some other, and instead if you go by those things will repeatedly it will be considered as a sin, even though it's if you're 1 or 2 times is coming in your mind, will be considered as a picadulu sin, because there is no witness on it. There is no kind of by Sharia you can nobody see, nobody witnesses you do in your mind, but it's very much insist on it. Yes, there will be sin. And number 4 is the doing sin with the knowledge, with the purpose, with understanding, that are considered as a cardinal sin. It means kabira. So all those about the sin in the mind, there is a verse about it. I should not forget about that. When something is in your mind coming for some wrongdoing, that is counting by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even though you have no witnesses, you have no anything, but still it is bad things in your mind, very bad things. That is a sin, is a occurring sin. And the verse of Quran about that is بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله. So whatever in your mind, in your heart, in your chest, inside, Allah knows, and then you are under account, because it will be counted why you did that. So I have to also explain a little bit more about this verse. This verse was come the time when Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in the prayer, and then he received this verse, and then the follower or the behind of him or the Sahaba become shocked. Oh, what kind of deen is that? It is when we do something in our mind, the mind is always we thinking a lot of things. A lot of things we, come in our mind, we make some decision or so on. But it is hard. This deen is very hard. But right away after that, in the second rakah, that is, I'm sorry, right away it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent that another verse saying, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. And this kind of, if someone has the big capacity and the soul and the nafs on the inside, that will be dissolve such kind of satanic temptation. So by the way, there will be as a picadolo sin entirely. And about now we starting about to explain to you what are the big sin or cardinal sin. The cardinal sin is, according to the verses of Quran, is 8 of them. The number 1 is the polytheist, call it in Arabic shirk. And number 2 is the murderer, the killing somebody, to kill somebody, this big one. And number 3 is the parents disown, parents disown. And I will explain to you about what is the disown, inshallah. Number 4 is the magicians or supernatural doing some. And number 5 is the one who's hopeless action or idea is not good, is cardinal sin. In number 6 is adultery or zan or barzina or baze or bazui, but that one is an Arabic zina to the wives of who has a husband, or the husband who go to the husband, or make a kind of accusation about that some of the mu'minah, some the stuff the Quran said about that. I will read you for you, inshallah, later. Number 7, the cardinal sin is the taking property of orphan. Someone, yes, the one has his brother was dying, or that he jump on the brother's properties, and then even though he has a son, but as an orphan, but the uncle is the big brother of that deceased, and he take, even his wife they take in an Afghani, like Gulbuddin Hekmatyar did. However, so this is the property of the orphan, taking this also cardinal sin. Number 8 is the taking interest. Someone lending money, and then they take a lot of back again money from the what he gave to the somebody. And after that is we have to, this is number 8 was, and now I would like to read it in a reference of verses of Quran. First, about the polytheist, what Allah said about the polytheist. In Quran, the verses, one verse, I don't remember in what surah was, but it is saying, "Inna Allah la yaghfiru an yushrika bihi." And also another place was also, "Innahu man yushrik billahi faqad harrama Allahu jannah wa ma'wahu an-nar wa ma liz-zalimina min ansar." So that is the person is the one is being do not agree with the oneness of Allah, and then he become mushrik in Arabic, and then that is